So we've been out all day. We've visited 5 polling stations. We had the opportunity to talk to a few candidates. I'm here with Mark Merritt, one of the candidates from ACP, a Connecticut party. So tell me, Mark, why do you vote?
Why do I vote? Well, it's our democratic, it's our ability to have our voice told by voting, right? So we get to tell about the elected officials what we would like to be doing, and that's our constitutional right and our privilege of being able to do that in a free elected society. So, and all votes count. So I'm glad I was able to do this today.
Right, and all votes do count. It's a municipal election, so
Correct.
really all votes count. What about the issues? What are the issues that are in your heart? What's the most important thing to you?
Well, I think, we've set out a point of having a open dialogue on the issues and solutions that we want to have. But more importantly, I think we want to talk about me personally, the infrastructure, right? How do we help slow things down? How do we put more road diets in? How do we look at more community type promenades and availing us of that and utilizing our town for that. But also with regards to quality of life initiatives, as we've talked about throughout the campaign, economic development, safety and security are our main issues as well that we'd like to promote. But again, it's working with colleagues across the aisle to be able to get things done. And that's, I think, what a lot of residents want to see.
Yeah. So, Mark, this is the second time you've run. You first ran for the Republican Party, and now you're really an incumbent for ACP.
Well, not an incumbent, but we just started that out. But yes, I did run 5 years ago, and part of my ability of why it's about giving back, right? So part of the community services, we're a country based on us as the citizens to be able to step up and lead. And part of what I'd like to do is provide some guidance and give back to that community at large as we can all grow for the future. So
you've been doing this for 5 years. I guess one can come to the conclusion that you like what you're doing.
Well, I enjoy doing this. It's a great opportunity for me to meet our neighbors and to give back and to see what's going on. But again, showing the younger generation that you need to contribute and get involved. So that's why I do what I do. And it's enjoyable. I mean, I'm a people person, so it gets out here, it gets to see people, and gets to know our town a little bit better, too, by doing this.
I'm here with Adrian Billings-Smith. She is running for the first time for the Democratic Party. And tell me, why do you vote?
It's great that you asked that question. My son last night goes, "Mama, can I vote for you?" And I said, "Not quite yet." He goes, "I hope I can vote for you in 10 years. And I thought that in itself is why I vote, because he knew in 10 years that he was able to vote. And I told him, yeah, that's what your grandfather taught us, is that it's a privilege to vote. It's your right to vote. And at times you didn't have it. So don't let them take it away from you again." So I vote, and I am adamant about it and stay true to what my grandfather said.
And what about the issues? What are the issues that are important to you?
As I said in some of the written testimonies I've given, West Hartford issues are my issues. At the end of the day, we have such a powerful and strong team on the Democratic slate. They've done so well taking us through a pandemic. So getting through COVID still, infrastructure, making sure that our town continues to be safe, education obviously is huge for us. And those are the things that I really care about, making sure we're working in the social justice frame and equity work, and just continue moving the town forward.
So this is the first time that you've run. Was there something specific that made you want to run?
I think doing community work that I was doing and seeing the partnerships and seeing the leadership and seeing the team that was leading our town, I wanted to be a part of that if I could. And luckily enough, I was nominated to do so and hopefully elected today. But seeing the good work that's being done and just wanting to be a part of it and being a voice for folks who don't want to be in this work, right? I wanted to be able to represent, all of West Hartford in that way.
So tell me, Ross, why do you vote?
I vote because I think it's important that everybody has a voice. I think it's important that everybody gets out. Not everybody has a chance to vote or did have the rights to vote, so everybody should take the opportunity now and make sure they get out there.
And what about issues? What are the issues that are particularly of importance to you?
For me, especially with the Board of Ed, is listening to the teachers, listening to what's going on with our students for the social and emotional well-being. I think those are things that are really important for all of us to listen to.
So this is the first time you're running for office. What prompted you to run?
there was, I think, a calling for us to have a more moderate voice, giving people, everybody, a chance to speak. It was also important for me because I want to give back to my community. I've got 2 children in the school system, and I wanted an opportunity to be able to affect all the children.
Are you from here?
I'm not originally from Connecticut, but I've been living here since 1998.
So you've been here for about 20 years. Have you seen changes in those 20 years?
Yes, so I started living here in Connecticut for my college, to finish up my college education. So there's been a large growth here in West Hartford, and it's been a positive growth.
I'm here with Mark Sadanowitz, who is running for town council, Republican Party. So tell me, Mark, why do you vote?
Well, I think it's important. I think voting is one of the people. You know, I served 25 years in the military, and people have fought for this particular vote. I even voted over in Iraq absentee ballot. I don't think I've ever missed a vote. It's important. Local politics are important. That's where decisions and rubber meets the road. I think it's everyone's constitutional right. They need to come out and vote and make the effort. And if they can't, they have the absentee ballot. So it's very important. Politics or your town, the way it runs, is important. And I think this is how you make a difference.
So you talked about the absentee ballots. This year, there's 1,500 for West Hartford absentee ballots were sent out. It's larger than any other time. What are you thinking? What encouraged that besides Governor Lamont's executive decision?
I think it's a rollover from the COVID election, even last year and previous. I think that that kind of a roll forward. So that the COVID had a lot of absentee ballots, and I think it's just a result of that. And the registrars had those addresses, and they sent them out again. I would like people, if they can, to come out and vote. Like my daughter's a college student; she can't make it here, so those are what absentee ballots are really for people that can't actually make the vote. To sit home and just do absentee ballot and not make the effort to come out, if you are willing and can, then I think you should.
What about the issues? What are the issues that are important to you?
Well, for me, I think that crime here locally has been an issue recently. We had a carjacking here not too long ago over at Bishop's Corner, and the local police hands are tied. You know, they have state laws that they can't chase, and they have to have quick releases for adolescents, and I think that has to change. You know, why am I running? That's one of the reasons, is the safety here in town. And what we have to do is get our state legislators. We have to be that conduit for our local issues and present that to the state legislators. I think that dialogue has to be open so that we can change laws so we don't tie our policemen and women's hands behind their back. So.
Anything else you want to tell me?
Well, I've spent the last 9 years on the Board of Ed. I think our school systems are our gold jewel here in town, and I've been honored to be part of that. And my kids, it's been an honor to have my kids go through the school system. So I think we have a great school system here, and it's one of why people come to West Hartford, and I think that's why people really move here.
Hello, Claire.
Hi.
So why do you vote?
It's my right. I vote in every election, no matter how small. I think it's our chance to pick who represents us and to have our voice in government.
And what are the issues that are important to you?
I'm especially passionate about special education. My daughter has special needs, and I think that parents, it's very hard to navigate the special ed system. So I think we can help parents and support them more in speaking and advocating for their children. I also work with preschool students right now, and I think preschool is going to be more and more prevalent, and that West Hartford could do more in adding more preschool seats over the next few years.
So is that the reason the special ed, that was the incentive for you to be part of this process?
One of the reasons I taught at Duffy for 16 years, and I've been an educator for 24. So I'm now working with the correct system and getting involved in a lot of the new initiatives, and I really felt like I wanted to give back to West Hartford, and this was my first teaching job in West Hartford in 1998. So this is a chance to give back to this great district that gave me my foundation.
Is there anything else you want to tell me?
I just think it's important to be educated, even as adults. And so some of the things that we hear on television, I think it's important to do your own research, look at your own data, and not just pass on talking points that other people are saying, to know for sure what you're standing for and have background in that, and not just repeat what you hear.
It was quite interesting what they had to say, but everyone is really civically minded. That's what you pick up when you talk to the candidates or relatives of the candidates. They just want to do good. This is public service. This is what it's all about. I'm Pat Kazikoff. You're watching WHCI in West Hartford.